Motherhood. Sweet, sweet motherhood. Oh my goodness. So many unknowns, so many knowns, so many intuition, guidance, and yeah, it's just like this path where you're walking and you're rediscovering your strengths and who you are, or different strengths, and um, your hormones going on and breastfeeding and another being, and no one talks about the lack of sleep. Oh goodness. Oh, the lack of sleep. Then yeah, it's just like you're an autopilot, or I love what my friend calls it. Yeah, it's just you're geared in that moment for that being, and for a few months or years or ages, depending on what motherhood a person chooses, what style, it's that being becomes your world, and you're readjusting to the world not being you, or focused on you or your needs, or um, totally considering another being in a different essence to a relationship or an equal partnership. It's yeah, they truly need us, like survival, etc. So yeah, I think the type of motherhood you we choose, yeah, it's so vital, I think, to trust your gut instincts on what you want to do, because there's so many pro and anti this that sleeping with the baby, and there's so many different rules and this and that, made up rules, some of them. And I feel as a woman and as a mother, when you find that strength in yourself to know that you want to parent them a certain way and follow through with it, and know that along the journey there will be bumps and you'll mold through different parts of it, and you'll learn different parts of what works better or what doesn't, and constantly adapting and changing, because everything's constantly changing. So this beautiful, magnificent journey of a motherhood is rediscovering who you are every step of the way, because every year they grow, every month they grow, they're discovering something new. So they're teaching us such beautiful lessons. Like my son constantly teaches me to just be in awe and amazement of the littlest things. I was before, but not to this magnificence, and I see my family doing it as well when they see a choo-choo, or it's just that everyone screams it out in the car, and it's beautiful to see that they have such an infectious impact on our gratitude and the magnificence of how they imprint in every part of our life. And just embracing their beauty and seeing them as the individual that they are, because at the end of the day, they are their own person. And yes, you're helping them along the guiding steps of it, but they're magnificently themselves, and there's no reason to mold them into you, because they're perfect the way they are. They just need that little guidance along the way, or not even guidance, maybe it's just that foundation of love, of trust, of what it means to have secure love, people you can depend on, rely on, boundaries of what they can cross, can't cross. The When they go over the safety threshold, I guess, you give them a little bit of space of jumping and everything, but when it comes to that fight or flight mode. And it's amazing how much they trust their bodies. Like, I remember Aragon climbing the stairs at 6 months, like with his, and every step he took it so gently. Like, he was aware of every hand moment, every leg moment. And yeah, right now, like when he jumps from one chair to another chair, he's really aware of what his body can do. So sometimes I have to back off, because I know that he knows he can do it. And instead of letting my fear govern or rule that situation, and therefore put that energetic field out of balance, when I step back, I see the brilliance of how much he knows his body and trusts it. And I love how comfortable he is with his body, and just when he's naked, how beautifully in awe he is of his every part of his body, and letting him explore his body, because at the end of the day, it is his body. It is his. So who am I or society or another family member to say whether he should or shouldn't touch himself or feel what it feels like to be in himself? We have no right. And when people say things like puppy, puppy, shame, shame, or like, oh, shame, shame, you're naked. No, of course, no, that's their body. There's no shame in the beauty of how magnificent we are. Because when we're naked, we're so beautiful. There is nothing that is covering any parts of us. We're vulnerable if we are in that state. We're open to receiving, to loving ourselves, to another being, whatever it is. I love how he just wants to, explore my breast. So just, he's been suckling on it for 20 plus 27 months or 26 something there. And, I love that he honors them. And yeah, when he's with my mom, he just pointed them out, but he didn't touch them or, cross any boundaries with her. He knows with me, because we have a different bond, that he can be in that space with me, and I feel loved. I feel his pure love and acceptance of me. And that as a mother is so beautiful to feel, is just that innocence, that pure innocence to have with your own body and with others. And I just love watching him grow, and they're just so beautiful. And now that he's growing up, he's not completely my center of the universe every day. And that's beautiful, because I am tuning in back to me and what my needs are and what I need to do to fill my cup up. And that makes me happy, because when I'm nourished, he's nourished, and I can't hold space for him when I'm not nourished, or I haven't got enough rest, or I feel out of balance. And I'm aware that I'm human, and some days are better than the others, and some days are magnificent where I just want to kiss him and cuddle him and just infuse love into him, and then also be aware that, hey, he's going through a journey in his day too, and infusing the love from afar, because sometimes he doesn't want to receive that love. Sometimes he wants it. He wants, like, yeah, more kisses, more huggies, or he wants to hug certain people. And sometimes when there's too much love, he's like, no, he doesn't want to, because he's not in the mood of it. And so it's respecting that they know when they want love and when they don't, and to back off when they don't, because it's their boundary. And if we honor their boundaries, they honor our boundaries. Like the other day when I stepped into my room, he closed the door for me, because this is my space, my sanctuary, my home, in essence, it is my home. It's where I feel most at home with anywhere else in the world at the moment. And he honors my space. And so by honoring his space, it's beautiful to watch that he's learning to respect, and I'm learning to respect him too, more and more, and admire his qualities as the beautiful being he is. And yeah, it's I know moms in my culture and other cultures with deep family roots revolve their life around their kids, and once their kids are no longer in the nest, you go through displacement of who you are, what you should do, what you should be, because you're not nurturing or taking care of other beings that you've birthed or have adopted, or whichever context you're a mother or a father, and or a parent or a guardian. So yeah, I feel every step of the way, while they're growing, we're growing, and to have that spark or ambition of what